Okay, we thought it was time for a life update, and what better time than when Mark is moving to Australia. I'm going to let him explain why he's moving to Australia, and then I would explain exactly why I'm not going with him. After you.
Yeah, so basically there's a few reasons as to why we've decided to make this move. Last 4 years for me, work-wise in Thailand, has been very challenging, very difficult. I came out here, as some of you may know, to manage some hostels and properties. Was promised a lot of stuff that never came to fruition, causing me to make the decision to leave. And then when COVID hit, that was tough for us as well. I was out of work, as a lot of people were, but we weren't able to claim furlough or any of that stuff. So we're just kind of like literally getting by on the dean's salary, and I started working for some marketing agencies out here. Again, just people that I've worked with weren't exactly ideal for me. Yeah, so we're still in the position where we were living paycheck to paycheck still, regardless of me being in work. The earning potential isn't great here in Thailand if you're not a teacher at an international school, really. If you get senior jobs within certain resorts and hotels, like 5-star resorts and stuff, it's great. Yeah, you're very well looked after, it's great. But for the likes of me, you know, I'm still in my 20s, like, unless you've got something really concrete set up, you're going to struggle. But again, like the main issue for me, which a lot of people don't realise, is the visa issues. It's difficult enough to sort your visas out in Thailand anyway, legally, that is. So.
Yeah, you're meant to have like a degree certificate of any kind for any job, which you don't have. You have qualifications, but you never do a degree.
Yeah, and just to go into a bit more detail on why this has been such a difficult time for me over the past 4 years is, like, I have different stresses put over me that you wouldn't get in your own country that you lived in. So for example, when I finally got my visas with the companies that I was working for, basically they would hold you to ransom over that. So sometimes I had some companies that wouldn't pay me, and they would just be like, you've got your visa, if you don't work for us, we're going to cancel your visa. I had other companies where I was working 16-hour days, 6 days a week, when I'm contracted to 40 hours, 5 days a week. So yeah, I was doing an awful lot of work additional to that, and not being given just even like a thank you for it. The response was, if you're not going to do this, we'll cancel your visa. And in Thailand, if you have a visa that's cancelled, or like a work permit that's cancelled, you've got 7 days to leave the country. Obviously when it was just me out here by myself, and you're just single, solo, like, you know, you can be like, alright, whatever, I'll get on and do my own thing. But obviously me and Nadine are engaged.
Trying to set up a home, with a life here.
Yeah, we've got the 2 dogs, we've got other things as well. So to be held to ransom and almost have like the threat of your work permit, your visas, everything like that held over you, just to make sure that you work extra. And it's not even like just doing those hours to do your basic jobs. Like, it's
not fulfilling your job description.
This is going above and beyond for it and stuff. So I'm just basically fed up of working for arseholes is the only way that I can explain it in Thailand. Like, I've literally had the worst luck over the last 4 or 5 years working for people in Thailand.
But what a lot of people probably don't know is that there are actually a whole list of jobs that are restricted to Thai nationals only here. So the majority of job applications and things that you see are people trying to job adverts and stuff.
Yeah.
They'd be like Thai nationals only.
Yeah. Which is hilarious, because imagine if you're in the UK or Ireland and a company puts a job advert up and says British nationals only.
Yeah, like, and it's not like it is jobs that are very specific to Thai people. Like, yeah, it's like things like hairdressing, construction. There's a whole list of jobs there that you can do here. So like Mark said, like, unless you're actually a teacher here, it's quite hard to get full-time work, good salaries, and a steady, stable visa and work permit.
Yeah.
Which thankfully I'm very lucky to have.
People with qualifications, they're able to become teachers over here and be international school teachers in particular. That's the one that I would stress, is to go for an international school. Like, your lifestyle is brilliant. Like, the lifestyle, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world that I've been where your lifestyle is as good. You're so well respected.
Yeah,
like, literally.
Absolutely. The kids are amazing.
The kids are amazing in the school. The teachers are highly respected within just the Thai community.
But there's still only very few international schools that will pay you the wage that, yes, you can have that lifestyle, but you can also actually save and bank money as well. That's where we've kind of struggled. I been at like a mid-tier school, which I loved and it was great, and I enjoyed like the lifestyle and everything for the first couple of years, but again, it was paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at a point now where we're both edging closer to 30, Mark a bit closer than myself. And we're starting to just think ahead a bit. We're thinking that we're almost checked out of Thailand. Like, we've had a great time the last 4.5 years. But it might, it definitely is time to move on soon.
Yeah, like Thailand for me will always have a real strong part of my life, and I'll still definitely come back because I love the training. I love like everything about here, especially like the Muay Thai and combat sports. Like, I'll come back just to do that, but for like stints. So yeah, leading into why Australia, I'd actually had a visa approved before me and Nadine started dating, and I was meant to head to Australia, but I opted to. Yeah, it's a long time ago now. It's about 6 years ago, and that was purely again to go and work in the mines. So I have a mechanical engineering background, and I'm looking to leverage that to get me a job in the mines. I have a lot of friends that have done that sort of work before. A lot of friends out there still doing that sort of work, and there is apparently meant to be a mass recruitment. Just by pure luck, I was going to go over there anyway to try and get the work, but there seems
We've
to be...
actually met people at our gym here in Phuket, and that's like what they do. They come to the gym for like weeks at a time, and they just train flat out. And I think that's where the kind of light bulb moment was for us a few months ago when you were struggling. I was like, why don't you just go to Australia?
Those sorts of work, so there's FIFO work, so it's FIFO, fly in, fly out, that's what that stands for. Basically, you get flown out to a really rural area of the country, and depending on what your job description is and the tasks that need to be fulfilled, you'll stay out there for a set period of time, whether it's 4 weeks. You'll do long days and work 7 days a week, but then you'll get flown back out at no cost of your own, and you've got 3 to 4 weeks off doing what.
Now,
what
by fly out, do you mean like say like you're based in Perth, you'd be flown back to Perth?
Yeah.
So the idea would be that.
Yeah. And the mines work in a very similar fashion. So the mines, because they're in such rural areas, you'll get flown out there or driven out however far or however they want to get you there.
The earning potential is huge. Yeah. You get your accommodation, food all paid for while you're on site. Mm-hmm. Like Mark said, you get your flights in and out. And
then at least on your downtime, you can enjoy your downtime. So again, so if Nadine's going to stay here with the dogs, continue doing her own work as well as covering as a teacher at the school, and then at least on my time off when I'm back, we can actually enjoy our time together. Because as I was saying before, like especially in the last year, I've not actually enjoyed living in Thailand because just
stressful.
Just all the stresses and everything that's been put on me, and I've not really spoken openly to many people about it and stuff. So
we probably seem a bit down today, but it is moving day, isn't it? It's a bit quieter than usual. Oh, sorry, yeah. So you're not going right. So Mark's not going to have a base as such in Perth. He will to start with, like I said, with friends or whatever. But the idea is that literally when his off time, he'll fly into Perth to fly back to Thailand, which kind of brings into why I'm staying in Thailand. So our cost of living here obviously is so low. We rent a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house with a huge garden, 10-minute walk from the beach, and it's £470 a month, I think, maybe less. So yeah, about 500. I've got a really good job in the school. My visa is until October at least, and then we'll see about extending it. But my school that I was with for the first 3 years here, have kept me on as a cover teacher this year. So I'm still covering, my visa, my permit, everything's secure. I'm still doing my own work. I've got different jobs on here as well. Lifestyle's beautiful. Definitely, I'm ready to move. I am ready to leave Thailand, but when I move, I don't want to be going further from home. So it wouldn't make sense uprooting our family, like me, Mark and the dogs, and moving all the way to Australia to feel more isolated, further away when the goal is to move towards home. On that note of the dogs as well, obviously it would be very expensive to move them both. We will be moving them with us to Europe. We wouldn't be moving them to Australia. It'd be crazy money, and it's also really hard to get your dogs into. Yeah. Did you hear your cue? Right on cue. We'll give you your treat after. It's actually really difficult to get your dogs into Australia, especially from Thailand. They would have to quarantine in Singapore for a month before getting to Australia, and then even in Australia they could have to quarantine up to 6 months depending on whatever happens when they enter. So for us it's literally just not worth it. So there's just no point. We've done long distance before, if you don't know as well. The whole first year of our relationship was long distance. The first 6 months were long distance Ireland to England. The second 6 months were long distance Ireland to Thailand. So I mean, a few weeks at a time should be nothing in comparison to that, especially when it's for the greater good.
yeah, we've got our goals.
Yeah, we
wanna
do. We
achieve.
have a few really big goals that we want to achieve.
Yeah, there's a big, not lifelong, there's a
Yeah,
very
big
long
dream.
term vision that
Yeah.
I've always had, and that's the goal for us to work towards. We've also got the wedding that we're looking forward to.
Oh, yeah, we are
trying to
engaged.
sort that out
Yeah,
as
we
well.
need to.
There's lots of goals that we need to work towards, and it's just worth me rolling the dice on
Yeah,
heading to Australia to try and get this sort of work
yeah,
to improve the quality of our lifestyle as well as help achieve our goals.
yeah. So we've said 6 months to a year. That's kind of where we're at the minute. But who knows? Maybe he'll love it. Maybe we'll see the lifestyle really pays off, and it's something that really suits us. Maybe it'll go on for longer. I don't know. We'll see. While Mark is away though, I'll be still, like you said, I'm quite busy with my work at the minute. I will be doing summer camp at one of the international schools for a couple of weeks. I have got 2 new website projects as of last week that will keep me busy for at least a month. We have our Komodo Islands group trip happening in September, so that's exciting as well. I think the hardest bit about this move right now is that we actually aren't sure when we'll see each other because Mark has to get out there and get set up first, and hopefully, I mean, the quicker he finds the rotational work, basically, the better for us, because then we'll have our guaranteed dates of seeing each other. But yeah, we'll see. It's all kind of just a new adventure, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Next step, next chapter.
That's it. What do they say? You can't grow somewhere that you're comfortable, or something like that. Some kind of environment thing. Anyway, we'll keep us updated. Actually, that's kind of the plan now with YouTube and stuff. We'll show you a bit more of FIFO life on my side of things, and also on Mark's side. It'd be great to hear, obviously, Mark's experience going into Perth and getting his work, how he went about getting the jobs and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.